Happy New Year! I cannot believe it's already 2024. Thank you LCPS educators for joining me today as we embark on initiatives and educational opportunities that empower students with the choice to shape their own future. As superintendent, it is my foremost commitment to ensure that every student is provided with the necessary tools, resources, and guidance to actively participate in making decisions that will impact their educational and professional journey. Through collaborative partnerships, targeted goals, and a student-centered approach, we will create a school district where every student's voice is heard and their aspirations are valued. As I began the second half of the school year as your superintendent, I have honored all the hard work that has been done. And through observing, listening, and connecting with principals and educators, I have further expanded my knowledge of our district to understand what has been working and what areas needed immediate focus and redirection. I'm happy to report that a significant amount of work has already been accomplished in our district to create meaningful learning environments that are safe with a very positive culture and climate. One challenge that has been identified is meeting the needs of all of our students through a consistent and coherent instructional framework across our district. Now let's move on to our learning intentions for this video. During this informational video, I will review the collaborative cycle of improvement and emphasizing how your feedback is key, provide you with an overview of the LCPS instructional framework and the professional learning community structure, define our collaborative efforts by reviewing roles and responsibilities, and share the roadmap and timelines. I would like to start by providing you information on how we began the work of aligning central supports and services that directly impact our schools, teachers, and students. These reflective questions have been at the forefront of every decision-making process as we recognize our current status, refocus our efforts, and redirect our supports and services. Because what we do on a daily basis impacts student outcomes. Every day that we step into our buildings, at school sites, and at central office, please reflect on how does my work impact student achievement every day? What action steps can I take to positively impact student achievement? And what measures can I put in place to ensure I hold myself and my team accountable in impacting student achievement? To ensure alignment of supports and services from central office district-wide, I initiated the LCPS Research and Development R&D team comprised of key members of the Office of the Superintendent, the Technology Division, the Teaching, Learning, and Leadership Division, and the Equity, Innovation, and Social Justice Division. The goals for the LCPS R&D team are to research and develop instructional resources, supports and structures for all district-wide implementation programs, and initiatives to improve student outcomes. Also to develop associated guidance and expectations ensuring district-wide alignment. Develop a structure for internal vetting of all district-wide professional learning, resources, and initiatives, and create a system of continuous feedback from administrators and educators. In our collaborative cycle of improvement, your feedback is going to be key. Research and development, R&D, will be continuously eliciting feedback from you on the access to the resources that are available to you and the supports you need to implement those resources effectively. This will ensure innovation, efficiency, and excellence, and will continue to create space for growth in classrooms that lead to positive student outcomes. The LCPS instructional framework was the first resource from this collaborative process. Feedback was elicited during educator meet and greets and leadership meetings. Through this process, we collectively defined Layer 1 standards-based core instruction in LCPS as high-quality, rigorous, grade-level core instruction aligned to the New Mexico standards, or, in addition, New Mexico Early Learning Guidelines in our pre-K classrooms. Core instruction is taught using current evidence-based and district-approved instructional materials, scaffolded to guide students towards mastery, differentiated based on students' individual needs, and delivered using culturally and linguistically responsive teaching practices. The LCPS instructional framework delineates indicators and resources to effectively plan and deliver high-quality, Layer 1, standards-based instruction into 4 separate components: classroom culture, purposeful planning, lesson delivery, and data-driven decisions. In the coming weeks, content specialists will visit schools and meet with all teachers district-wide to dive a little bit deeper into the LCPS instructional framework, answer questions, and elicit feedback. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the following slides. We've heard a lot of feedback thus far from administrators and educators on the need to move from the what to the how. While this feedback remains at the forefront, it is imperative to have a foundation, an instructional blueprint, and common language or terminology so we are all clear on the instructional expectations and are able to articulate them amongst us, to others, and more importantly, to our students. Keep in mind that the shifts in instructional practices will take time. Professional learning, teacher coaching, peer-teacher support, and are all vehicles to get to shifts in instructional practices. But we have to have systems in place to make this process sustainable. It is my fundamental belief that the answer is in the room, meaning that the collective wisdom and diverse perspectives within our teaching community hold the key to finding effective solutions to our instructional challenges. LCPS will be implementing a district-wide, consistent professional learning communities or PLC structure for teachers to collaborate and share their expertise to enhance student learning. In these collaborative spaces, educators have the opportunity to tap into a wealth of knowledge and experience that resides within their own colleagues. By engaging in meaningful discussions, brainstorming ideas, and sharing best practices, teachers can collectively analyze student data, identify areas for improvement, and develop targeted supports to meet the unique needs of their students. When we invest and build capacity of all educators with the necessary skills and knowledge, we will be better equipped to meet the diverse needs of all students and promote a positive student environment. Through the PLC process, everyone's role will be key. As educators, your role is especially important in actively participating in your PLCs, ensuring they are student-focused. There will also be ongoing site and district support. Remember, this is a collaborative process as we work together to support the goal of student learning. The PLC-focused timeline is as follows. In January, the focus will be LCPS's instructional framework and PLC structure overview. The goal is to introduce the framework and PLC structure and to elicit very, very important feedback for further refinement. In February, the focus will be on data dives, and again, we will continue to elicit feedback. In March, we're going to have a check-in, a sort of temperature check to see how the process is going. And in April, we will be rolling out student-focused classroom implementation indicators for Layer 1 standards-based instruction that will be based on the instruction we have been discussing all along. In May, we are going to have another check-in, same purpose, checking in on you, on the process, and continuing to elicit feedback. As we collaboratively progress through this work, all the feedback that we will be gathering from you during PLCs, data collected during the instructional walks, student input data, and student achievement data will be leading towards the strategic planning of the 2024-2025 professional learning and ongoing coaching support plan. I ask that you trust the process and welcome our content specialists as they begin this work alongside you. They will be at your site starting the week of January 8th. They are joining you to coach, support, and activate the wealth of knowledge that already exists within all of our schools. The answer is in the room. Recognizing, refocusing, and redirecting the district's efforts will require a structured and collaborative approach from all of us. If we continuously engage in a cycle of improvement, I am confident we will guide the district toward equitable and inclusive educational practices that will lead to positive student outcomes. Through these efforts, every student will have the opportunity to thrive and succeed in their educational journey and choose their own future and not have it chosen for them. Thank you for all that you do every single day for every student that comes through our doors.